What's up, everybody? This is Her to You, and welcome to Wednesday's Random. So today's Wednesday's Random is super special because it kind of sums up what we're here, like what Wednesday's Random is truly, I guess, about, right? About my healing journey and dealing with childhood trauma and, getting over it, moving on from it, right? Be able to heal from it and um, give myself a better look on life. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so I have an announcement. I have an announcement. I have been working on this thing for years now. I would say 2017 is kind of when it started, and it was completed not too long ago, literally. So, drum roll, please. I'll get myself. And here we have it. I have wrote a memoir about my childhood trauma. So just to give oh, hold on, let me give myself a hand clap. Because this has been it's still a little bit of a struggle, right? And I'll discuss that, but I'm proud of myself. Like, I'm proud of myself for a completion, right? So having something, because if you knew how this started, then you would understand where I am now. And people in their own journey, you know what I'm saying? When you're going through something that you don't see a way out of, and God creates a situation for you to see something through, and you actually follow through with that, and this is the results from it. So pretty much to just kind of give you guys a backstory of what this is about, and I do label that here. So in like 2017, I lived in Texas, and it's so crazy because when I moved to Texas in 2014, and I was blessed. Like, I truly, truly was blessed in Texas, being there by myself and stuff like that with my child. My child, she obviously was super young at that time. She was only like in second grade when I moved out there. If that, she might have been in first and second grade, but I digress because that's not what this is about. But it was like great. I had a really good career. Like, I was in the process of getting a house built. Like, everything was like on the up and up. And then my child, at this time she was in 5th grade, and she was giving me a run for my whole money. Like, she was getting on my whole nerves. And so I didn't feel comfortable with because at the time where I was building this home, it was like an hour away from, it was a commute from where I worked at. But I felt like it would have been a great, it would have been a great thing to do, because it was at the time I felt like it was a new community. Everything was brand spanking new, like the schools, everything. So it would have been our way, and this is how I felt, it would have been our way to kind of really create a new start for us and build something for us, right? But that just was not the plan. So that wasn't the plan. And I didn't feel comfortable, especially with her acting out. She had run away, like all of that going on. Like, I didn't feel comfortable. So um I let go of all of that. So then I changed my surroundings where I um I moved super close to the job. So everything was in like a 5 minute radius. Like the job, where I lived, her school, everything was super connected so that I can keep an eye on everything. And that did not make me happy because I gave up on everything. I just gave up on everything. I just let go of everything. So I just didn't feel like I was truly working for anything. I just felt like I was just sacrificing, which I was. I did. I sacrificed for my child. So that led me to a sad place. So I have no idea. I still don't know how these two things connected, because in the midst of being in a new place and having my whole plan detoured, for some reason I felt like it must have triggered something. It triggered something within me that nightly I couldn't sleep at all. Like nightly I was being tortured by memories of my childhood that I haven't thought about in years. Obviously I've suppressed them. And it was the same memories just over and over and over and over again. And it started to impact everything in my life. It started to impact my job situation, me working, me dealing with her, me dealing with myself. Like I could not handle nothing, like, because I was so exhausted. I was up all night, and then I had to, my schedule was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I worked like 5 o'clock in the morning to like 1 or 2, something like that. And I couldn't handle it. Like uh, I was falling asleep. Um, at work, I was coming in late. I was messing up. I was messing up. I was messing up. And that was just not like, that was not like me at all. That was not like me. Like I was a lead in my position. You know what I'm saying? Like I really worked really hard to be in the position that I was in, but I was depressed. Like I was depressed, and you could see it. You could see it in the way that I looked. You could see it in every single thing. And I just remember I used to just cry every night. I used to cry every night because I knew what was going to happen that night. It was scary. Like it was super, super scary. And then I just remember one night I literally was just like, God, please help me. Like, please, please help me, because I just want these to go away. I just want these to go away. And I remember, like, when I finally could hear him, I just remember him telling me to write it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not doing that. But yeah. And so he just kept saying it over and over and over again. And I was so upset with him. Like I was pissed with God. And I was pissed with God because I was like, I don't feel like I should have to do this. Like, I feel like, and I was in my victim bag, like really bad. Like, I don't feel like I should have to do this. These things happen to me. I need you to get rid of them and keep it pushing. So I didn't. I didn't write it. I did not write it at all. I told him I wasn't going to do it. So I kind of, chuck out the deuces, and I chuck out the deuces. And then my daughter amped up her antics. And then I ended up moving. I ended up moving to Georgia. And baby, things just got so worse. Listen, when you don't do what God tells you to do, man, I felt like I feel like, dang, I can't think of it. What was the Bible character who uh who had to jump overboard because he tried to escape what God was telling him to do, and then the whale came and took him, and then he had to be in the belly or whatever. That is what I felt like, because obviously I ran away, so I'm not really sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, moving to Georgia, obviously that's where I'm at, right? And then my whale was dealing with the fact that dealing with a rebellious teen, and at this point she was in middle school. And then I had no family out here. It was just her side, well, her dad's side. So I was being double teamed, triple teamed by my daughter, her grandma, and her great grandma. And so it was just super, super bad. It was super bad. It was, oh my God. I have no idea how I survived that first year in Georgia, but then COVID happened. So COVID happened and the memories came back. And I knew, based on the fact that this is the first time, like, we've all played around and was like, oh, I just wish the world would just stop. I just wish we just stop, like something would happen. And literally that happened. I knew that if I did not get these out, that I probably wouldn't have survived mentally, especially with everything that was going on. Unfortunately, everything that happened with other people, mental health, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to survive. Like, I knew it. Like, now you were going to have a mental breakdown because there's nowhere you can go. Like, and I'm not saying this was like a God's plan, right? But I feel like this situation was used to be like, you can't escape. You can't go nowhere. Like, you can't do anything. Like, you have to abide by what I'm telling you. So the first thing I did is that's when I really dove into counseling. That is also when I really when I first started to really take my working out seriously, because it was a way for me to deal with my stress, you know what I'm saying, without having to have a mental breakdown, because going to the counselor and everything, she's really pulling things. Then I'm telling you, everything just kind of aligned if I think about it, because I've been to several counselors and I've never met the one that I needed until COVID hit. So yeah, so what I would do is I would work, obviously, because we was all working from home. Well, not all of us, unfortunately, but I had the privilege to work from home. So I was working from home, and then dealing with my daughter's school. And what I would do is, after everybody was asleep, the house was quiet, I would put on my headphones and I would just write. And I would write and cry. Write and cry, 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 write and cry. And it was hard. It was super hard, because reading it, I had to relive it. Like, reading it, I had to remember. Like, I remembered every detail. I remember how I felt. Like, literally, I could feel those exact same feelings in those moments. And it just was, it was a lonely, just so sad, depressing. I had all the emotions, and then I had to stay there. To feel them, and that was hard. That was super hard for me at that time. That was super hard. And I was just made to just continue to write, to write, and every night I would write, and I wrote until it was done. I didn't stop. I wrote every night until it was done. Um, and then I couldn't read it. Then after that, I couldn't read it. Like I couldn't. It was just too hard. So then I left it alone. I left it alone probably for another year before I really said, okay, let me finish what he told me to do. Like, I'm so hard headed, but everything is in his timing. So I sat on it for a year. I sent it to a couple people to kind of read it. And then finally, like, I read it. Finally, I read it for myself, and it was still hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was still hard, but I just dug deep. I got into my creative bag as far as just putting it together. Like, I knew, like, I just told God, you know what, I'm just gonna complete it, because I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know who needs to hear my story. I don't know why I was meant to go through that. And so if I'm being told to do something and I've already seen what happened, I have already seen what happened when I didn't do what I was told, then it was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do it, because what's the worst that could happen? Because I feel like I've already been through the worst. You know, I've already felt like I've been through a lot, even though I'm very nervous about the road ahead with me putting that out. I'm a little nervous about it, but it's really my truth. Like, there's not one lie told. So good, bad, or ugly, like I'm at a place where I can accept. I can truly accept what is gonna come with that. I can say that wholeheartedly, even though it's been a struggle. Like, the past couple days, not the past couple days, like the past couple weeks, that I've had to kind of re-edit it and kind of reformat it, have been very hard on me, because once again I'm having to reread this, and it's still it hurts. Like, it does hurt me every time, like, I kind of read it, because I'm like, damn, like, this, you know, these are some memories, and they're not everything. It's not everything. That's the sad part. But the second part of it is, you know, with telling my truth of what I'm going through, or what I went through, excuse me, with my childhood and the trauma that I have. I'm not the, you know what I'm saying? There is another person, which is my mother. So, and again, being raised in a Black household and holding on to secrets, I just feel like I'm going against the grain. I feel like with me telling my own truth, I still don't want to sabotage my mom's character. Like, I still don't want to put her in harm's way, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't. And so these past couple weeks have been very hard with completion of it, because, and even, brought me to tears several days, because I'm like, God, I don't want to hurt her. I don't. But I've had to really come to the conclusion that this really isn't personal to her. in a sense, like this is my truth. This is part of my journey. This is what I've been told. You know what I'm saying? So this is, if it, what I'm saying, if it comes to what I've already been through when I didn't listen, I'm telling y'all, like, man, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish what I had went through for 2 years, a little over 2 years, actually. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. And it's so crazy because people, when they see me and stuff like that, they be like, that's just not you drinking water, right? Your face is glowing, or you shine, or and it's because I'm finally, even though I have a lot of growth to go, but I'm really finally living out my own life. I'm not captive to the things that I've been through. I'm not captive to trying to hold on to other secrets. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is really where I'm at right now. And I appreciate the growth. I appreciate my obedience, somewhat, because I still am a little hard-headed, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to God. So I definitely have to strengthen that relationship, because he's definitely on this path. He's definitely has shown me that I'm stronger than I think. You know what I'm saying? That there is a plan for me. There is a purpose and everything. And so Wednesday's random was a way for me to get in front of the camera, share my thoughts, share my randomness, to be transparent, to be humbled, to be honest, to be vulnerable, so that I could do this, so that I could release what I needed to release, because I knew it was coming. I knew that I had to do it. But if I would have never did Wednesday's random, there would be no memoir. There would not be. And so that was also part of the plan. That was also part of his plan. And that was just me listening. You know what I mean? That was literally me just listening and abiding to what he says. Whether one person showed up, whether whoever showed up, it literally was meant for me to be able to give myself space to grow, give myself the space to be able to release these feelings, these emotions, you know what I'm saying, my thoughts, so that I can clear it out the way, so that I can continue to be on my journey, so that I can continue to prepare for my memoir, so that I can be here today, right now, you know what I'm saying, announcing it and saying, it's out. Well, it's not out yet, but it's out. So, yeah. So I will be, I plan on releasing it. So it's going to be available on Amazon. I plan on releasing it and a couple other things. Now that will also be released on April 1st. So the reason why I chose April 1st is because the month of April is child abuse awareness. So I really wanted that to be a part of the journey in the awareness of this coming out, because like I said, going through this whole journey, I realized I'm not the only one that has been through this. Obviously, because me and my sisters, but I know for a fact, talking to other people, hearing other people's stories, that, and I've said this in almost every video, that there are a lot of children who experience this. There are a lot of adults who have experienced this and have not done the work to properly heal and restore. Because, once you become an adult, they don't give you a pass. They don't give you a pass to deal with they just like deal with your stuff and keep it pushing, pretty much, right? And so I want to be an example. Obviously, I want to be an example of how you're able to heal from those things and continue to go after whatever you want, whatever that may be. So it's so funny because it's been a up and down. It's literally been an up and down journey. Like I literally was crying the other night. You know what I'm saying? The other day, just about being afraid of being able to still put this out, right? Being not being able to um not being able to just make peace with it, right? And then this week, I I just woke up so happy and excited, especially when I get the proof in my hand and I see it. I'm like, yo, you really did this. Like, you really did this. Like, regardless of how it may come, how it may come out. And so hold on, so then, since we in here, I can share this with you guys. Um, I'll share a couple things. So this looks, so one thing I got, like when I shared this with one of my family members, they were like, it looks scary. Like it looks scary. And the point is, and that is the point. Like if that's what you got, that's great. Because it was terrifying. Like my childhood was terrifying. It was a horror story. It was a horror story. And so um that's one of the things, and this is just the proof. So that's one of the things that I wanted to grasp is the horror of it. You know what I'm saying? The fear of it. You know, those feelings. I wanted to really trap fear because that is what I lived under. Also, it has a feel of, I don't know if you can see like the lines and everything, but writing this and putting this together, it brought me back to the things that I used to do growing up. So it's so crazy because I remember talking to several people who journal, and I'm like, I don't like journaling. And writing this and putting this together, I realized like when I was younger, all I used to do was journal. All I used to do was journal. I used to have all type of notebooks and books, and I used to write stories, and I used to journal like how I felt and what I wanted in life. Like I really suppressed a lot of stuff, but I used to do all that. So it has a feel. So I made the feel of it feel like a journal, like literally. And I used to have, because my escape from life was daydreams. Like I used to daydream. I had a huge imagination, like because I had to escape somehow. Like I had to escape somehow. So I used to read a lot. I used to journal a lot, and I used to daydream. And so all of that is embodied in this. And that's what I love about this. And that's what connects me more to this, is because it really is giving you a piece of me in that time. Like literally um this reads as if I was there. And some of these memories, it reads as if I was right there. You know what I'm saying? That current time. So again, I'm going to, it should be on a pre-sale. I'm still working out the details of that, but it will be fully out April 1st on Amazon. So that's it, guys. That's a little piece of, that's my announcement. I'm sorry, I went somewhere totally different, but that's my announcement. So again, I say this so many times, like I thank everyone for following me, liking, subscribing, being a part of this journey, praying for me, feeding into me, encouraging me, motivating me. I've met some incredible people along this journey. Um, Someone currently in my life, um, has always I met this person like at the really start of Wednesday's Random, and they have been so encouraging and so motivating. And They really kind of helped me. They definitely have helped me through the process of being able to process my emotions, and how I deal with this, like how I stay motivated, how I stay accountable to my mission. And I like seeing myself through their eyes. It gives me encouragement. Um, because sometimes people see you the way you don't see yourself. Like, people see you differently than you see yourself. They see your potential. They see you, or they see your current. They see what you're doing, and they give you more credit than you actually give yourself. So I I really appreciate that. And also to everyone else, like, um my family, my friends, even my child, just being, even, yeah, my child, even just, she just been so excited and so encouraging, like, oh my God, my mama done wrote a, like, that makes me feel really special, that I could show her that, um even though, no, let me not go there, but that I can show her that, change can happen. You know what I mean? That people can heal from things, and people can live their life differently than how it started. So, um I definitely appreciate that aspect of it, that I'm leaving something for my child, something tangible for my child to see. You know what I'm saying? And then even for myself, like, I'm leaving something stamped in this world that's mine, and that tells my story. You know what I mean? That tells my actual story. Um yeah, that's amazing. So before I start crying, I am getting off this line. I just want to say again, thank you guys. I appreciate this. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, um comment. Definitely, when it comes out, go purchase it. Continue to follow my journey. Continue to pray for me. Continue to just encourage. Let's speak good thoughts. And then, yeah, pray for my mother as well. You know what I mean? Send a prayer up for my mother. I have no idea what this may do. Hopefully, it'll bring us to some type of resolution. Um, Definitely praying for that. I feel I feel no type of way to her, in the sense of vindictive, or anything like that. I love her. Um, yeah, I gotta get off here. So again, thank you for tuning in to Wednesday's Random. It is your girl, Her to You, and I will talk to you guys later.